What's good on my investor homies? We are not in the studio. We're going to be talking about something a little bit different in today's video. Typically on the channel we're talking about stocks and investing in the stock market. The stock market is my passion, it's my bread and butter. I spend a lot of time researching, doing due diligence on stocks that I'm looking to invest in. However, investing in the stock market is not the fastest way to wealth. More than 90% of my viewers are men, they're dudes, and they're under the age of 30, looking to build wealth. Obviously, if you're watching stock market videos, you're looking to build wealth. So today I want to share with you guys my real estate investing strategy that I'm using. We're currently here at one of my investment properties that you guys can implement. Even if you don't have big capital to go buy houses cash, you can literally do this strategy. You can flip the houses or use them as rental properties, and you really don't need that much money to come out of pocket. In some cases, you can do it with zero of your own capital. The fastest way to build wealth, the fastest way to increase your net worth is through investing in real estate. Sure, the stock market is great. I'm always going to be investing in the stock market, but I think I need to add some more content to the channel. Passive income, real estate investing, side hustles, ways to build that wealth, generate that net worth, so we have extra capital to invest in those stocks that we like. So today we're going to be going through this property that I just bought, talk about how much I paid for it, how I found the deal, how much profit I plan to make. Am I going to keep it as a rental or am I going to flip this house? We're going to be diving into all that and more, so you're gonna want to stay tuned. Alright, I got a picture of the house before any renovations had been done to it on the screen. First, I want to talk about the deal. How much did I spend on it? Where did I get the funding? Where did I get the money to buy this house? And where can you get money to buy real estate investments such as rentals or flips? We're going to talk about rehab costs, contractors, how much I plan to profit, the whole 9 yards, and how you can do this exact same thing with very limited capital. This type of deal increases your net worth substantially just on one property. In this strategy, you're able to continue rolling it downhill, get that snowball rolling downhill, and build that net worth really fast. So this house, I paid $120,000 for the home, as is, no disclosures. The seller was actually living in an RV in the driveway. You see these extension cords over here and this water hose right here? The seller was actually living in the driveway in an RV. They were about to move and travel the US in an RV, so obviously they were motivated sellers. That was an advantage that I had. Property was absolutely demolished. It was disgusting inside. There was cat piss and crap all over the place, and I knew I had an advantage. I was first there. I found the house on Zillow. Every single day, I run a scan on Zillow or a search on Zillow with my search criteria. In this case, I was looking in a specific area in the metro Atlanta area with a certain price point. I was looking to spend anywhere from $100,000 to $220,000 on a property, fix it up, refinance it, and then rent it out. This is called the BRRRR method. I did not invent this method. I just follow it because it is absolutely genius, and we're going to talk about why it's so genius in just a second. I spent $120,000 cash money, all my money out of pocket cash on this home. You don't have to use your own money. We'll talk about alternative funding sources that are great in just a second. Looking back on it, I probably shouldn't have used my own money. I should have gone through a lender, and I'll show you guys what type of lenders work best for this kind of deal. But I spent $120,000 cash, and I'm a realtor in the area, so I saved 3%, which worked out to be a little more. We'll call it $3,000 on the deal. So I'm in $116,000 before any rehab or holding costs. Okay, so I think rehab is going to cost me around $35,000 on the deal. It's pretty much all cosmetic. We're going to be replacing some decks. We're going to be replacing the floors, the kitchen cabinets, and paint the exterior of the home, paint the interior of the home. It seems like a lot of work, but it's really just all cosmetic stuff. It's going to be about a $35,000 rehab. That puts us all in. We really don't have that much holding costs, just energy, electric bills, property taxes, water bills, that type of thing. Because we didn't go through a lender, we don't have any interest to pay. So all in, we're really all in around $151. I think this home sells fixed up for $210. That's a profit of almost $60,000. But what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna take that $60,000 out right now. I don't need any more cash. I want income. I want to have a tenant live in this house and pay down that mortgage, as well as paying a little bit more than the mortgage. That's called cash flow. So I'm looking to cash flow this house and rent it out. All right, let's use this house in Atlanta for an example. This is not a house that I'm currently looking to purchase or buy, anything like that. We're just going to use it as an example. It's sold for $250 in 2021. Let's say you bought the home for $250. You put $30,000 worth of work into it, and now it's worth $300,000. You bought it for $250, you put $30 into it, so you have $280,000 in the deal. Now it's worth $300,000. So you can now go to a bank, refinance the deal, and you have equity in the home. Your net worth went up by that much. So where do you find money to do these deals if you don't have $150,000 or $200,000 laying in your bank account? Because conventional banks, they're not going to lend you money to go rehab a distressed property. They're just not going to do it. In most cases, there are some exceptions, but for most of you guys out there, you're not going to be able to go through a conventional bank and get lending for a distressed property. They don't want to lend on distressed properties. Banks don't. They want to lend on ready, move-in ready homes. So all you got to do, it's very easy, go to Google, type in hard money lenders. Hard money lenders are banks or lenders that specialize in giving people who want to invest in real estate loans. You're going to pay a little bit more interest. You may pay 8 or 9% interest, but it's absolutely worth it because you're getting such a good deal on these distressed properties. So you pay the lender 8 or 9%, but you're only paying interest. You're not paying down that principal, so the payment is relatively small. You go to the hard money lender, say, I got a deal, I think it's worth this much, the seller's selling it for a lot less, will you lend me the money? And the great thing about this is they don't give a crap about your credit, they don't give a crap about your income, they only care about the deal, and if it's a good deal, odds are somebody's gonna lend you money. All right, so now that you've secured funding for the home, how do you find the deals? Everybody thinks to find good deals on these flips or these BRRRR rehabs and rent them out properties, rental properties, you have to find off-market properties or properties that are not listed on the MLS, and that is absolutely not true. I found the house that I'm currently renovating on the MLS. You can absolutely find deals on Zillow, Realtor.com, all those websites that pull from the MLS. Just go to Zillow, enter your neighborhood, and figure out what works for you. What's your price range, okay? If you have a price range of $200,000, put that in as your max price. We're gonna wanna go to for sale. Maybe you're looking for a 3-bed, 2-bath, as that's probably the most family-friendly layout of any home. And then we go through and look. Right off the jump, we got a really nasty looking distressed property. Just because a property is ugly and needs work doesn't mean it's a good deal. So how do we figure out that it's for a good deal? So right off the jump, they're saying it's for investors only. Buy and hold tenants are in place. So there's already a tenant in place. Add the property to your portfolio. So how do you know this is a good deal or not? So it's $125. They're asking $125. It looks pretty beaten down. It's going to need some serious rehabbing. So what we would do is we'd go find out where this is on the map. It is right here on the map on Zillow. So now the next thing we need to do is to go up here and switch from for sale to sold. Down here on this corner, we want to see how much houses we're selling for in this area. We have a 4-bed, 2-bath in this area. This is not going to be exact. We're just doing this to guesstimate. So here we have a little 4-bed, 2-bath sold for $200,000 in 2021. So that was pretty recent. There doesn't look to be anything that similar in this exact area. So what we're looking for are comps. You find a home that needs work, and then you compare it to homes that were fixed up in the same neighborhood. If the house that needs work is $120,000, right? Say it needs $50,000 worth of work. That's a total of $170,000. Let's say that the comps in the area are going for $300,000, ready to move in. That would obviously be a good deal. You have $130K of margin. So you're gonna have to figure out what numbers work for you. If you're gonna buy and hold the house, you have the ability to pay more for it than a flipper. A flipper has a set margin that they need to stick by. Usually 70% of the after repair value minus rehab costs. The first step is to find the home. You do these searches on Zillow every single day, wake up, and I promise you, you will find a good deal eventually. So once you have found the property that you want to invest in, you go to the hard money lender, you tell them that you want a loan for this much, you think it's this much, and they are quick. They will come back to you within a week or two and say, okay, we'll fund your deal, or nope, this is not a good deal. We don't want any piece of this. So that's step number 2. Step number 3, you close on the deal. You set up your contractors to come out and start working. Where do you find good contractors? You can go to Google. Again, Google is going to be your best friend in this process. You just go to contractors. If you're going to be the general contractor, you will save money, i.e. you call a floor guy, i.e. you call a roof guy, or you can hire a general contractor who will take care of everything. Here is a pro tip. Always ask the contractor, do you work with investors? This is basically asking the contractor, are you only trying to rip off old ladies, or are you willing to work with an investor who has to stick to a tight budget? If they say, yes, we work with investors, have them come out, look at your property, get 3 or 4 quotes from different contractors, and go with one that makes the most sense. A lot of times the cheapest one is not going to be the one that makes the most sense. Typically, the middle of the road price guys, they're going to show up on time, they're going to do good work, they're not ripping you off, but also they're not the guys that are fly by night. They'll get asked for money up front and then they won't show up. Contractor is probably the most important part of the process after finding the deal. The buy is where you get the equity. You gain equity from the buy, and then you transform that distressed property to a move-in ready property. You're adding value to the neighborhood and making money doing it at the same time. So let's talk about what the house looks like now, the process, and why I'm planning to rent it out instead of flip it. So we've obviously painted the exterior. We've rehabbed the decks a little bit, leaving what wood was still good there and changing out the bad wood because lumber's so expensive. And I know it looks like we're kind of still far away. The yard's a mess. We need to do some landscaping, but we're actually only a week or 2 away from this property ready to be listed on the MLS. We got to change these windows out. We're going to be changing these windows out and painting this door and doing some landscaping. Let's fast forward. Here is some free labor right here, aka my 7-year-old son putting them to work. We got the dumpster over there. Here we have a side view, back porch, also put some new wood down, and this big tall porch over here, total rehab, gutted the old porch, and we put a new deck in. New flooring in the interior, laminate or luxury vinyl planks is the name of the flooring that we use. It's waterproof, so if you're planning to rent the home, it's pretty much indestructible. LVP, you can't go wrong. We put new kitchen countertops, new kitchen cabinets, all new paint, interior, exterior, just cosmetic stuff. So I'm planning to keep this house as a rental because I'd rather have that cash flow. I'd rather have that tenant paying down the mortgage than I would a $50,000 profit up front, because I'm going to make much more than that over time. I'm going to get every single penny I put into this house back plus some when I refinance, and then I'm going to have a tenant living there, probably making $700-800 a month cash flow. you can't beat it. If you guys like this type of content, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. There's going to be more passive income, real estate, and side hustle videos to come. I love all of you guys, and I will catch you in the next one. Until next time, peace.